I don't know. I had to start it over.
It's on.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post or go live. I'm Lafa, aka Erica.
SmileyJizzle, and we're here.
How
Welcome,
was
welcome.
your weekend? You went on vacation.
It was alright. I went to Myrtle Beach on Labor Day weekend. I never went there on like a holiday weekend. Like every time I'm going there, I'm going there for an event, but I've never gone there for like a holiday. So this was kind of dope. It's a,
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
yo, yo. You know what's crazy? Like, I have been paying attention to the news lately, and there's been some events that's been going on in the news. Like, there's a spacecraft, I guess, that they said is like the size of Manhattan or something like that. And they said that by December, we're going to see it probably come towards us. So they don't know whether it's a comet or whether it's a spacecraft. It's kind of crazy.
Well, they already confirmed that aliens exist.
Well, yeah, they confirmed all that, but this right now, this is like this craft. This craft is going to visit us. So like, is this a craft or is this a comet? What kind of threat is this vessel?
They did say a comet was coming towards it, but they said it was very far away, and the likelihood of it was small.
The way that it's moving, they don't think that it's
But they still
a comet, but it's not. They not saying that it's extraterrestrial. A lot of people are considering it to be. I just heard Neil deGrasse Tyson just talked about it yesterday, and he said that he's not ruling out extraterrestrial, but he doesn't necessarily think that it's an alien spacecraft. So it's just interesting that this is being entertained. Whether this is or isn't, we don't know. But it's still pretty cool that it might be something extraterrestrial uh, flying around that may come to Earth, and it's pretty big. It's the size of Manhattan Island. That's pretty big. Um. So, what I've also learned is that because you didn't know who this guy was, so David Goggins, who is like a triathlete, he's like one of those dudes that done something that many have never done, and he did it twice. Like he's that guy. He's a motivational speaker, and apparently, according to his daughter, he's a deadbeat father as well. And he didn't say anything, but he finally cleared the air, and he was like, he's not a deadbeat father because he motivates people and he's telling everybody like to get their life together or whatever, and he's pretty tough on people. So somebody like that, you know what I mean, you would hope they're taking care of your family, you know what I mean? So, but he said that the mother of his child is like kind of poisoning his child's mind or whatever. He's always been there. He's always provided child support payments, and he's been in his daughter's life, um, every step of the way. And she's 20 something years old now, you know what I mean? But their relationship has been kind of crazy because of the relationship with the mom. So that's interesting. Especially somebody like that. Like he's like one of those guys that they talk about in great lengths. They having a siesta outside, bro.
Fiesta, 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 woo, fiesta, fiesta.
But yeah, it's just so many situations where I see that a father is definitely needed in these households. The way that things break down with these kids is, I'm not just saying that it needs to be a father, it needs to be both. It doesn't just need to be a father, it doesn't just need to be a mom, it needs to be both. It doesn't need to be a single parent, period, if it can be helped. But it's like a dying need for father's presence in these households. You can see how lost these young men are in all these situations that's starting to come up. Like it's crazy, and they get younger and younger. Wasn't it the case with some young boy? He was really young, and something just happened. I don't know what was it.
You said what?
It was a kid just did something bad. I forgot. Jeez. This is why I should have. Well, I was on vacation, so I didn't really I was doing research, but then I wasn't supposed to be doing research. But it just really made me feel more like fathers need to be present in these trials. I was on Clubhouse over the weekend, and while I was on Clubhouse, I was in King Los's room, King Los the rapper, and King Los had a room, and the title of the room was "Why Are Most Black Women Not Married?" Unmarried. Not saying that black men aren't unmarried, because both of us are unmarried, but why are so many black women unmarried? And it became a really deep argument. What would you say to that question? Like, why would you say black women are unmarried?
Because guys just want to have sex, and some women they just don't mess with nobody because they don't want to do that, or only do that. They take too long to commit. Like you gotta wait 10 years, 5 years, whatever. And sometimes you're waiting for nothing because it ain't never gonna go there. So people get tired of wasting their time. Or maybe they looking at the wrong men. That could be a reason too. Men that are emotionally unavailable, but they have other characteristics that they like, but if they emotionally unavailable, then they're not gonna give you what you want in a romantic relationship.
So you think black women are unmarried because men?
They're either picking wrong. That's what I said. They're picking wrong. They're picking men that don't want a commitment or don't want to commit to them specifically,
Okay.
and then they're wasting years of their life, and then they go through trauma because they fall for people that never wanted them to begin with, and now then they just be over it. They don't care. It's not a priority anymore. They just focus on their life and make the most of whatever they got going on. They jump into work and make that their life, and they become an auntie or something, and that's, or a godmother or something, and they learn to live with that because they don't want to get hurt no more.
I think black women are unmarried because they're too independent. Too independent.
That's also comes from trauma because they sometimes there have been some women that experience situations where they depended on the man and they put their trust in them and then it backfired. They threw it in their face, or let's say there are cases where women have been married and when they left them, this is not a large number, but this happened. They left them for another woman, and they was a housewife. They didn't have nothing, so they had to like start all over by themselves and get themselves together or whatever because they left them with nothing, and they had to start all over again by themselves and take care of these kids and figure it out. So now it's like they don't want to be put in that position again of depending on someone just to possibly have it taken all away, which may be an irrational fear because just because it happened in one situation doesn't mean all men are going to put them through that. But that's the trauma speaking that's making them afraid to try again. So they might self-sabotage because, or they're just, like I said, they be content. They learn to be content by themselves because they're tired of heartbreak over and again. And after a point, you can't even love no more. After, I feel like once you love someone, maybe once or twice you could find someone again to love, but each time when it don't work out or you get your heart broken, then you have less and less of that to give, and then eventually you're just like numb to that. So you don't even, it doesn't even hurt the same no more. You can't even allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to feel again, to even fall in love because you're so traumatized. And it's hard to reverse that. Like once you experience certain things. Even for men, they got cinnamon apple. It's a lot of men that complain about some chick from like fucking middle school or some shit or whatever, or when they were young as fuck, like the first girl that they ever cared about or whatever, or maybe high school, whatever. It don't have to be but one person that did them dirty, so they moved different forever, and they got this wall up where they only let women get a certain because
she broke
they're
my
afraid.
heart, so I don't trust nobody. Huh.
So they gotta keep a roster and they gotta do that.
But
it's
it keeps
like
on sounding like men.
No, I'm saying
because
even for
because
men,
okay,
I'm saying
so
from their perspective they go through
because black women, why are black women not married? Because it takes two to tango, right? But if you're saying why are black women
well, I responded
not
to what
married?
you said because you said they're too independent, but I said there's a
Right.
reason why they're too.
That's
independent.
why I said just for them, for
It
their
don't
sake.
just be like, and
they're
we're
too
also taught
independent.
that too. Some people
Right.
are taught that. Oh,
Right.
like, oh, you
And
know,
then we
also
can
come
blame
from
society to a certain extent, but then when they get older and they start to be able to exercise their own choices, then they have to take some accountability. Like if I said, why do black men not marry women of their race? Then I could say
it's gonna be about the women. You're gonna
no.
say,
What I would say is they're not putting themselves in a position to lead. And if they do put themselves in a position to lead, a woman will want them to marry them, and then they'll choose them.
the men are the one that propose typically. The
Right.
reason why men
Right.
say they don't want to be with a
but
black
if you-
woman is they
if-
say this all the time.
If you do
because of
propose and
their
a woman
attitude
says
and
no,
they
I
don't
would just
wanna
say like
submit.
if you do propose and a woman says no, I would just assume that you're not where you should be in life.
But I don't
But
think that's
if
in
you
most
do
cases.
propose to a
that
woman
do
and you
happen.
marry a woman, then that means that you're good enough to marry a woman. Like
That do happen, but in most cases, if a man proposed to a woman, she's saying yes. Because you wouldn't have been
there's wife material and there's husband material. I don't think it's just.
I'm saying it happens, but not at the rate of like I feel like most of the time,
See,
if a man
accountability has to be
proposes,
on both ends.
the woman says yes. Yeah,
if you make it
There's
a
a small
singular
percent of
argument, then
people
you
that
can
are
only
saying- I've
can't
been
blame women.
proposed to 3
I
times.
can't blame women
Like,
when
I feel like some of
the
them
conversation
chicks
is about men, and I can't do vice versa.
Well, we're dating each other, so it has
Right, but I'm saying,
putting on both.
what is the
talking
ending?
about the men.
So I would say, what would men have to do to be able to be in a position where they can marry someone? And I would say, you have to be in a position to lead.
Said,
I would
why
say,
don't they want to be with? Why are they not married? So that
because
means
they
that's
feel
a
like
choice.
they're not ready, and that's what I'm saying.
No,
if you feel like
well,
you're ready,
most men that I hear they took why they're not marrying or even dating black women is because they said our attitude sucks. We don't want to listen. We don't want to submit and things like that. And regardless of whether you're a leader or not, there's some women that they act like submission is a curse.
But they'll get married.
Yeah, and they'll be the leader. The woman be the leader in those relationships. I don't want that. I want a man.
Nah, they get married and they lead. They get married to women from different races and they're in control of that relationship.
So I'm saying that's the reason why. You're saying a different reason. Most men, when I hear talk about why they're not marrying black women that are black, the men that are black, is because of what I just said, not what you said.
No, but I'm saying they're getting married. I didn't say that they're marrying black people.
Yeah, you said why are they not marrying black women, and that's the reason.
I said why are black women unmarried?
And then you also said why don't black men marry black women? That was the second question. You asked that after. So that's why that was.
Why are black men getting married to black women? Right?
Yeah. And then they get mad because they're like, oh, they get mad and be like, oh, you're angry and da da da. But it be true a lot of times. And if you can't recognize that and accept that, then that's a problem in itself. So there is accountability on both sides. But when you're asking why someone is not doing this with the other, you have to look at the other and that person too. You can't. If we're saying both take accountability for the women, why they're not getting married or proposed to, it's something. It could be a reason, or why they're not wanting to, rather. But I don't think most women are turning down proposals. Women be saying that, but I think that's a small percentage. They do be like, oh, I was proposed to 3 times, or I was engaged but I left. But most women, if somebody proposed to them, they liked them. They were dealing with them for long enough. Unless you just met this person or something. If you've been dealing with him for years or something or whatever, for a reasonable amount of time to where it makes sense for him to propose, you're not saying no because you're with him for a reason. The women that's saying that they didn't like that dude in the first place, so it's like, why are you even dealing with him long enough for him to want to propose to you? Like, you shouldn't have never been with him in the first place. I feel like if somebody proposed to me, we must have been together for a while. I must like you to even be in a relationship. Like, if you say you want to be with me, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, just because I don't want to be alone. If I'm not into you in that way, then I'm not. So you wouldn't have the option.
Let me ask you this from a woman's perspective. If a man you like, you care about, you see a future with, but you're just not ready to walk down that aisle, he proposes to you.
I think about see if
you say no.
But
you say no.
I don't think I would do that.
But I'm just saying, like, if he proposes to you and you're not ready.
But what is the reason I'm not ready?
I
would feel like he's doing something that made me feel that he's not ready.
Okay.
It wouldn't be me.
Let's just say that.
So
let's just say that. Maybe financially or whatever the reason could be, that's holding it back from you feeling like you guys are ready.
That's what I just explained to you. That's stupid.
But you're not letting me finish my question.
You said what would be the reason
that's a part of it, but that's not the end of it. So that's why I said that, because if you already have acknowledged, no, you're not ready, and he still decides that he wants to stay with you, should he try again when he is ready? Or when you're ready? Should he try again?
I can't tell them what to do if they feel like.
But I'm asking you from a woman's perspective because I feel
wouldn't
like
do that. I just told you that's stupid to me. When
no,
women
but
be like, "Oh, he proposed to me," and I said no. Why were you?
You
with
love
him?
this guy, but you don't.
I wouldn't say no then. If I was with a man and I loved him and he proposed to me, I would say yes. There wouldn't be no reason.
But in this scenario,
if he wasn't ready or whatever, I wouldn't even be.
You're not ready.
He
was ready, but
what
you
am
weren't.
I not ready for?
I don't know. I don't know what's holding you back.
That whole concept of
I don't know what's stopping it, but
I always think that's stupid when I hear women say I've been proposed to 3 times. Like,
but it's hypothetical.
But it's
hypothetical,
and this clearly didn't want to.
Because you're still with this guy, right? Let's just say this is hypothetical. You do like him.
So I would say.
But I'm saying for you, how do you see the confidence level of this guy if you said no for whatever reason? It's not because he's a sleazy dude or whatever. It's just for whatever reason, maybe you know how difficult it can be or something like that. Whatever. You guys hold off on it. And he decides to still stay with you. Do you still respect him the same? Like, if he asks you again, and you do say yes or whatever, but would you allow that to still be a relationship, or would you try to like end it, or would you just expect him to like not be a man if he stayed or something?
I feel like that's playing games. Like if you in a relationship with someone, I would assume that you've been dealing with them for years or something for long enough for them to feel like they want to marry you. So if you're like, oh, not right now, like, what is the reason? Why are you saying
maybe it's
right
too
now?
soon.
Like, okay, if it been like, I guess if it
I've
only
been talking for like
few months
a year
or
less than a year.
I feel like I don't really know you well enough for that, then I guess.
Okay. And then he can propose to you again after a few more years?
Or I would just
like
say,
10
I
years.
Like I need to get to know you better.
10 years later, he proposed to you again. That's okay?
To me, I don't really necessarily
He proposed to you the first year.
Because I think
then he proposed to you 10 years later. Do you say yes?
To me, I don't really care about marriage. I feel like people get
because if you don't,
saying that I said I wouldn't say no.
If you don't say yes the first time, then it means you don't want that motherfucker at all.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's dumb. This whole question that you asking me, I don't agree with that. It is because I wouldn't do that. If
I'm saying what type? Because it's guys that stay with women. It's guys that stay with women after they've said, no, I will not marry you.
I wouldn't say no if I'm in a relationship with you.
But I'm saying, what do you think about that guy? What do you think about that guy?
Because I wouldn't be with that guy.
I want to know what you think about him. I want to know if you think he a simp. I want to know
I don't really care
about
about marriage because people get divorced. That doesn't mean just because you got married that you automatically gonna stay together. Like, yeah, there's other stipulations that I put in place that make it harder to get out of that. But marriages don't last, and there's some people's relationships that last longer than people's marriages or whatever. Okay. So as long as there's a commitment, we're together, like it's a relationship, like you're my man, I'm your woman, I feel like that's good. It don't necessarily have to be, but if my man proposed to me, if I'm in a relationship, now yeah, if it's like only a few months in or something like that and you propose to me, now I'll be like, no, I wouldn't even think we would necessarily be in a relationship that quick, because I feel like I still need to learn more about you. Like, we would still be in the dating stage if it's only a few months in or whatever. So I feel like the only reason I would say no is because we haven't been together long enough. So I wouldn't lose respect, but I would just like, I need to get to know more about you. I need to meet your family, and I don't care about your family though. If I don't like them, that don't got nothing to do, but I would like to meet them and whatever, like, and just learn more about you, make sure I'm making the right decision, because sometimes people jump into marriage or relationships, commitment, and then they don't really know the person well enough, and then they find out new things about them, and end up bad things end up happening. They might get abused, or they might realize this person is doing certain things that are not acceptable that they didn't pick up on in the beginning. I feel like you need to live together for a little bit too to get to see if that's if you can live with this person. Because if you can't, how you gonna be married to them forever?
Right.
So it's like there's steps that you need to take to get to that point. So the only reason why I would say no would be you asked me too soon, and I wouldn't lose respect. I would just, because if I really liked you, I would just like, we need to give it more time. And if you want to walk away because I said that, like, but I don't know, some people propose quick and they stay together. So it just depends on the person. But for me, I feel like a relationship takes time. You shouldn't even enter no commitment, whether it's marriage or you just saying, I'm your woman and you're my man. You need to get to know the person for at least a year, even for that.
Right.
Because people put on this image of who they think you want them to be in the beginning, and you gotta let them get comfortable so you can see who they really are before you make that step. And a lot of people have sex too quick, then they get wrapped up in that, and then it's like it kind of blinds them from the other shit, especially if it's good, like you got a good chemistry, you have a connection and stuff like that, then you begin to focus on only the good parts and you don't notice the red flags and things like that.
I think that nigga wildin'. If she say no, then you bounce. I don't care when you propose to her. If you thought it was the right time and it was after a few months and you thought everything was good, if she said no, then you need to leave. You need to leave. Don't stick around. Because she ain't for you. If she felt like she was madly in love and everything, 2 months, she would have been like, she was like, I know it's quick, but I just know he's the one. I don't see myself with nobody else. It's magical. If it's fake, I mean, shit. When you know, you know. Some people feel certain things. Some people do whatever. But I'm saying, don't do that to yourself twice. Because if she say no the first time, she might say no again. Like, you could take it twice. I don't know. That's crazy.
And that's why I said some chicks be playing games. So you gotta have discernment to be able to see which one is really she just saying not right now because she want to make sure, or as opposed to like she just wants you to be. Some chicks be playing games just like guys play games. They want you to chase them and they like that. They like being able to say like, oh, I got proposed 2-3 times. That's not a flex. Cause the dude is, if you got proposed 2-3 times, you didn't really like those dudes. You're not just turning down not proposals from a man that you actually want to be with. That's some BS.
Right.
So it's like that's not even a flex. You don't care. You didn't like him like that. And they be happy to say like, oh, I didn't engage. Okay, and what happened? And you left. I left him. Why did you get engaged in the first place? And then you ask them why, and they be something stupid most of the time, in my opinion. It don't be nothing worth like that you couldn't work out. There was a school shooting and there was a school shooting.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, it was in Minneapolis.
It really was?
And 17 people. No, that's that guy. Wait, hold on. There was a school shooting. There were 17 injured. It was a Catholic school, and an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old was unalive, and 17 other people were injured. The suspect had been identified in the attack. It was during mass at a Catholic school, and the suspect was a former student.
Hmm.
And this happened this month, a few days ago, like on the 27th.
And where was it?
It was in Minneapolis.
Oh, okay.
Man, I don't know. You just gotta hug your kids. You gotta love your kids. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I watched that movie, Weapons, and that movie crazy. And they were like, that wasn't about no school shooting though. It was about the kids just disappeared. I mean, all the kids from out of one teacher class, they all just disappeared, and except for one student was there. It was like kind of supernatural or whatever, but it was crazy. But I don't like stuff. I like horror movies, supernatural, but I don't like when with kids. And I was discussing this with somebody. It was like, I watched that movie. It's crazy. It made me hug my kids because like that jump was crazy. The world is crazy, and I feel like it is. Stuff like this shouldn't be happening. Like school shootings, and I feel like even down to making movies, like it's a fictional, it's not real or whatever. But it's like they used to make movies. There was back in the day when they made movies, the kids weren't unalive in the movie, but it was just crazy. You gotta watch it. It's a new movie. The girl from Ozark is in it, the hillbilly chick with the two brothers. But they didn't used to unalive kids in movies. They didn't used to do certain stuff to kids in movies. Like there was rules, there was laws against that. They wouldn't do that. But now, over the last few years, they don't care no more. Like they be having love scenes. They be doing like it's just crazy. And it's like these are kids. Like it's, even though it's a movie, like it's cringy for someone to come to make this up in their mind. The person who made the movie said that
It's taboo, right?
that they lost someone, and so they created this to think about loss, and I don't know, but it was like the movie was just weird. Like I was confused through most of it. I don't know, but like but about the school shooting, like that's sad. My heart goes out to those children that lost their life and the people that injured. I hope they're okay. I hope that they survive. Some adults were injured too. There were like 17 people that were affected by it, and I guess they caught the person, so that's good that they caught them. I hope justice is served, but it's just sad. Like protect your kids, do everything you can, protect your family, your loved ones. Like this is sad. Like I'm sick of seeing stuff. We got bombings every other day. They're trying to unalive us with the food. You can't wear leggings or Levi's. They got chemicals in it, PFAs absorbing through your skin, saying it's causing cancer. It's in the water. It's like which I just don't even want to eat no more. We gotta walk around naked. You can't use always feminine products because like it's just what are we? And that's in this country because in all countries they don't have this stuff. It's like, is y'all just trying to get rid of us? Like, what is happening now? They talk about comets or UFOs or spacecrafts coming, and it's just I don't know. Like, it's like I feel like I don't know. Like I said it before. Like people gotta start praying, or you gotta be mindful of now of what you're doing and what you want your legacy to be when you no longer here, because you don't know how much time you got. And rest in peace to my cousin that we lost a cousin.
Yeah.
You know, he was in a motorcycle accident. Like every other day somebody is like, it's too much. And then you gotta keep going and you gotta keep, you know.
I was just thinking about that. Life is so short. And we was living it up in Myrtle Beach, man. Just trying to
just trying to enjoy ourselves for a little bit. Get away from it all for a bit. And hearing that news during my vacations, like,
I don't know why would they tell you that. Nobody would. Cause they told me I was gonna, I would have thought they would wait till you come back. But yeah, so I just love your family, love your people, tell people that you love them. But I just be afraid to the people that I already love or whatever, like I tell them that, but I be afraid to love anybody else or to find love like in the world, like in a romantic sense, cause I be like, something always, it's, I just don't trust it, like something bad always happen or it don't work out, so I don't even, that's why I don't know, I just rather be alone at this point. I don't want to feel nothing, cause that's just somebody else that and I'm an empath, so when people be going through stuff, even if they didn't actually, if they're still here, but when people call me and be like, oh, this happened, or this, they going through something, or whatever, like, that's just an extra person, now you got feelings for it, so you, now I gotta feel what you going through, and I just can't, I don't even need no new people to have to experience it for. So I'd rather just be alone. I think I'll push
Feel
people
like that.
away too because of that. Or I'll be confusing. Like I'll be like, one day I'll be like, okay, yeah, and then I'll be like, no, I changed my mind because I just be, like I said, I don't wanna feel nothing no more. I'd rather just be numb. It's just easier that way.
I'm with this casting agency now. Pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, you audition
I
for
did my
Scary
resume.
Movie.
Nah, I didn't audition for Scary.
That's what that was
Right.
for. That's
Well,
just
no,
for-
that's so that you can get an opportunity to audition for Scary Movie.
Oh. They keep on texting me. I ain't texting me.
I don't know, it's cool. Like they got like workshops and shit, so you can learn different things,
Yeah.
and then it adds to your resume automatically. So it's pretty cool.
It's
I
not
gotta
that
get a
I'm not
headshot.
interested. I just don't feel like going through all that and then auditioning for stuff. And then, especially in that type of field, like they looking for a certain demographic. You gotta look a certain way. You gotta get all done up and do like. And I feel like I'm not in the position right now. I don't meet the aesthetic of what you're looking for in that type of field. So I'd rather not even. It's not that I wouldn't want to do it. I like the arts and stuff. I would want to act, but they care more about what you look like now than your actual talent.
Hmm.
Erica Mena is in a movie that came to theaters, so you think
She is. What is it?
Crystal made it. I'm surprised he even got a movie in theaters. Cause
What's the
usually
name?
his stuff be on. It's called Run. It's like a end of the world type of movie.
Hmm.
And the rest of the cast is like people from Love and Hip Hop or nobody. Well, I don't want to say that. It sound hating or whatever. That's good for them. But Erica Mena can't act to me. She can't. It's just because she look good. Even when she tried to sing, she sound horrible. But I mean, that didn't really work out. That's when Olivia from G Unit, she had took when she was working with Rich Dollars, he gave the song to Olivia and Olivia killed it because she could actually sing. Erica can't sing. She just looked good. And that's what they need. I mean, Olivia's pretty too, but that's what they be more focused on. The people that actually have talent in music and stuff, they don't care about that no more. It's getting away from hip hop, everything. Like they just be putting a lot of these movies now. They be having people from reality shows in it, and some of them they do decent. Like Erica Mena is terrible. I watched the movie that she was in on too because it was just something to watch, and she can't act, in my opinion. So, but good for her. She making money to take care of her kids, and good for Chris Stokes, I guess, even though he's alleged a PBS file. He getting movies on the big screen because before he was just making movies on Tubi. But now this, to my knowledge, his first movie that came out in theaters. That's good for them. But I just feel like there should be a component of talent in it. Like, okay, it's good if your eye can't give you something to look at or whatever, but it takes away from the quality of the movie if it sounds like you're reading a book or something, or you just too extra, like you trying too hard. Like I don't believe it. It's just not. It's not good acting. She's a bad actress. Like, so it's like cheating. Like I feel like you're supposed to have some talent when you're gonna be, and maybe she do, but not in this current thing that she doing. But like I said, they don't care about that stuff. She got the opportunity, good for her. She gotta work, she gotta take care of them kids. She has beautiful kids.
Erica Mena, the stepmother.
I love Erica Mena. If I liked girls, that would be my crush. And she toxic too. She be trying to do that. I remember she had that. What was it called? 2 Ways or Both Ways with Erica Mena. She had a reality show where they were trying to date her. Like she had to pick somebody. What was that? That show was so crazy. She was half naked on every episode. Like, girl, you could cover up. It's okay. You still pretty. You put your clothes on. Damn, their titty about to pop out. Everything. Like,
On a positive note, 17-year-old creates stitches that
change color when an infection is detected. So they're able to detect an infection quicker and solve the problem.
That's pretty dope.
And she's black, if I'm not mistaken. That's that melanin magic. Her name is Deja Taylor, and yes, she is black. So she invented stitches that change color when a wound becomes infected, helping detect infections early, especially in underserved communities. And we need that because I hear a lot of people complaining about like when black people go to the doctor, they don't get the same care or they don't take us serious because they feel like, oh, we're strong, you can handle it. A lot of people, is this show called Sisters, and it's a fictitious show, but on one episode, the girl, it's a Tyler Perry show. One of the characters was pregnant with twins, and she was a black woman, and she went to the doctor. It was time for her to go into labor, and it was a white doctor, and he had a bunch of complaints about women losing their lives or losing their babies because he's not giving them, like, taking them their care serious when they're in labor or whatever. So she kept saying something is wrong, something. Now she never had kids before, and then the other people that was there, they don't have children. But she kept saying something wrong, something not right. Like, I don't know. Like, she kept saying that, and the doctor was ignoring it. And they told her that she was saying it. So come to find out, like, one of the babies was in distress. But she kept saying it early, like when she came, she knew something was wrong. The guy didn't help her. He just like, this is normal, and she was started bleeding profusely or whatever, and he was like, this is normal stuff. But it's like, you might be bleeding a little bit, but it's like, she wasn't really even in labor or trying to push yet. So there shouldn't have been, like, the stuff that was happening wasn't normal signs, normal things that happen during labor. And even the other people that were there, they didn't have no kids, but they knew. They was like, no, you need to check her out, you need to do something. So then they found a black doctor in the hospital because this guy was white. That was her original doctor. They found, so they was like, can you please help them? And then he did an x-ray. He was like, oh, the baby died. But at this point, she had already been there for hours, so they possibly could have saved the other baby if he would have listened to her. So they had to do an emergency C-section because it was, and he wasn't going to do it. She almost died. But it's a TV show, but this happens a lot. Like, not even just pregnancy. A lot of people say, in the black community, they go to the doctor, they go to white doctor, they don't take them as serious, and people lose their lives, or they go there and say, oh, something's wrong, and they ignore it. They're like, oh, you're fine, you don't have nothing, and then they got cancer or something, and now it's too late because you went and got a second or third opinion sometimes or whatever. Then we find out now it's like it's too late sometimes or whatever, or you might get lucky and catch it when you get the second opinion, and then they can act on it or whatever. But so, with the girl that made the stitches, and it helps an underserved community because then you can't deny it. You looking right at this, like, and in the show, the doctor even the black doctor went to the white doctor because that was the doctor she was assigned to, and he was like, yo, she need to have an emergency C-section. He told her what was going on. He's like, I did an x-ray. He was like, mind your business, focus on your own, basically, like, focus on your own patient or whatever. Like, he was like, she needs to get an emergency C-section or she could die, she could lose both of the babies or whatever, and he just ignored him. Like, because he was like, you shouldn't have did no x-ray. Like, you shouldn't have, like, just go focus on your own clients. So she had to, like, request a different doctor. Like, she had to do it. And then they told her, like, just tell him that you want the different doctor. So she did. And then the black doctor helped her, and they was able to save the other child and save her life. But they did lose one of the babies. But like I said, he put that in the show because they said it happens a lot in our community, and it's a shame. And it's like another way of trying to get rid of us. Like, not bad enough you poisoning us and everything, all the stuff that I listed before, and now when we go to get care, you're not even taking us serious. And losing people because of that. Like, so it's like, people were saying, like, get a black doctor if you're of color because you'll have a better experience. And I don't know, I don't think I've ever had a black doctor. I feel like all of my doctors have been white or Indian or something. But if I have kids though, I want a home birth. I want to get a doula or a midwife, and that's what I'm going to do if I have kids. Like, I don't want to, unless if there's an emergency and I have to go to the doctor, I would have them on standby or whatever. But that's my goal if I have children, because I just feel like modern medicine in general, like, they're the things that they give you and stuff, like, I wouldn't go on no epidural. I would just have to deal with the pain because that could be dangerous. You drugging up your baby when they come out with their eyes closed and stuff, like, because it's going into their system because it's in your body, the baby's in your body. And then if you move, you could fuck up your spine because where they're putting the needle at, like, you gotta stay still, or you're not. If they poke you in the wrong place, or if you move or whatever when they do that, you can fuck up your spine because that's like, it's the 5th intercostal space or something, like, so it's close to your spine. That's why they tell you, like, don't move, keep still. Like, I don't even want that risk. Like, I'd rather, and people do that all the time, have home births, and they be fine. And I don't want my kids to be vaccinated, none of that. And now, I seen something that they said they are making you sign. When you go to the doctor, read what you sign on. When they giving you these paragraphs and stuff you gotta sign, make sure, because if you gotta get surgery and stuff like that, they're just putting that in all this stuff you gotta sign. that I could give you a vaccination, and once you sign, they could just give it to you while you asleep. When if you gotta have surgery or something like that. I mean, I never had surgery, but I seen something, and this lady was saying. So make sure I forgot what the wording was. I gotta find the video, but it's like it say something specific, but what it means is, and it doesn't say, oh, can we give you a vaccine? It says something else, but that's what it means. Like, and then when you sign it, they're saying, oh, I can give you the vaccine, even if you're asleep, or even if and then that's in your record, and now they could just give it to you whenever they want because you signed off on it. So people, you gotta start reading, because I ain't taking the Jabberoo, I'm not taking no other stuff. I took stuff when I was younger, but I just don't trust it. I'm not taking it. That stuff stays in your system too. It don't just go away. And then they have the booster shots too, so then you're putting more of it in your system because you already had the vaccine or whatever. So no, I don't trust none of that stuff anymore, because I just feel like, and call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to say, but like from researching and seeing different stuff, like we don't know what this stuff is. I'm fine without it. I don't think I ever had that. We can't say the word, but COVID. I don't think I've ever had it. Well, I don't know. One time I was sick, and it was like, I was crazy sick. Like, I didn't want to eat. I wasn't eating for like a few days or whatever. Like, and I just felt crazy. Like, I don't know. And I was experiencing the symptoms that they said. So maybe I did have it, but I took a test and it said it was negative. So I don't know. That was like a couple years ago or whatever. But I never took that. I'm not taking that. And if I have children, I don't want them taking no. They try to pump you with all these. What I said, there's people that never took no vaccines. Their kids didn't take no vaccines, and they're completely fine. They grew up to be adults, and there's nothing wrong with them. So why are you telling me that I need to do this if other people didn't, and they're okay?
Broke this one.
You said it broke?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
It cracked and the whole thing came off.
What would you do when you was drunk?
No, it just like it fell off the bed and it cracked.
This guy said, I have a clip to play, and tell me what y'all think about this. This is crazy.
Hold on, say that again? Yeah, we got somebody coming to get the truck. They disabled the truck. The owner said they said they transferred the load over. Why they disable the truck? You can quit. Bro, I told you 2 weeks, bro. So I put my 2 weeks in. My sister said you already quit. Bro, I just told him I'll put my 2 week notice in today, bro, for 2 weeks. Yeah. Hey, bro, turn my fucking truck on, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man. We already got some. Man, hey, I swear to. Bro, look at this shit, y'all. Real shit, bro. I fucking. Look at this shit. Bro, my shit not fucking starting. You gotta call HR, man.
So that's this guy. He drives trucks. He put his 2 weeks notice in, and the day he put the 2 week notice in, they shut the car down, so he can't even drive. And he's in Pittsburgh. He's 300 miles away from his home, and he lives in Ohio. So he's stuck on the road. Basically, he can't drive. The car won't even start because they shut it down, and they said somebody come in to pick up the car. To pick up the truck. He drives trucks. And he put his 2 weeks notice in. So why are you shutting down the car today like he said he's leaving today? That is crazy. And that's like, how you just leave him in the middle of nowhere and he's 300 miles away from his home? Like, that's crazy. So you gonna come and get the truck and leave him out on the road? These jobs is crazy. That's why if you can't start a business, work for yourself. Figure out your own hustle. Make money. another way, because you can't depend on these employers all the time because they do crazy stuff. And then you tell us, oh, we need to put 2 weeks notice in and stuff, like that's the responsible thing to do or whatever. That's the responsible thing to do. That's the professional thing to do. But then you making it seem like I left today. Like, and you just gonna leave me stranded. And they talk about it coming to get the truck. So what are you gonna do? You just gonna kick him out the truck and then leave him in the middle of the road? Like, 300 miles away from his home? He need to sue that company.
He probably is. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Like, I don't understand why.
And they don't give us 2 week notice when they fire us either. We supposed to give 2 week notice to tell you that we leaving. But if you want to fire us, you tell us that day. So why we gotta give you 2 week notice when we leave? And then when we do, then you do some BS like this. And there was people in the comments, other people were saying that happened to them too. So it was like they just prepare to leave on their own, and when they're done, they just say they're done. They don't do that no more because they've had, not necessarily a truck driver, but in just working for other people in general. They put in their 2 week notice and they told them to leave that day or something. And that's just messed up. There gotta be a law against, or it should be. Or just like what you said about the Airbnb. They canceled the Airbnb at the last minute because they said they double booked. And can I charge you a penalty? Because if I cancel at the last minute, you still gonna want some sort of payment for it. You got a certain time frame where you're supposed to cancel, but it's okay for you to just cancel at the last minute, and now you're messing up my plans. Like that's crazy. How does that even happen?
And
now you're missing out on money, and then you gotta find another place.
And we accepted it. Like, we was just like, fuck it, like.
Yeah, because you don't got no choice. What you gonna do? But you should do something. Try to file a complaint or do something, because that shouldn't be acceptable. Like, you double booked. Okay, so y'all need to do something. Give me some compensation, some type of something to show that you're sorry for this inconvenience. Because now I gotta find somewhere else to stay, and you done took my money. Because did they give you your money back?
Well, no, they didn't take a deposit.
Oh. Well, if they didn't charge you, you didn't get charged. If you would have put the deposit down, they probably would have did that. But you still shouldn't be able to double book. Like, it's like whoever gets here first. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's just unprofessional. The doctors be doing that too. They be booking mad people at the same time, and then you come there early and be sitting there for an hour waiting sometimes. And it's like, why would you book all these people at the same time? I forgot what it's called, but it's the actual term that they.
What do you gotta think about Young Thug snitching?
Snitching with stitches. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care about that. I just feel like if you live in that life, then you got a responsibility to follow the code. I feel like you should. If you not about that, if you can't handle it, or you ain't gonna abide by the rules, then you should not be living the street life. You shouldn't call yourself a young thug if you out here going against the code. But if you a regular person, you're not no criminal, or you're not in that life, then it wouldn't be considered snitching. And that's all I got to say about that. I don't. But you obviously wasn't cut out for that.
He said, I heard so and so did such and such.
He said he heard it. You still
Mhm.
tell him.
Mhm.
Because you heard it. And then that's even worse. You say you heard it. So you don't even know if it's true. And you just spreading stuff.
Right,
But that's
right,
still
right,
snitching.
right. That's dry snitching.
If you get caught, then do what you gotta do. Stop it down.
And then they got Tekashi 6ix9ine talking about he don't want to hear nothing.
Because they be trying to make it. They do be doing that because certain people snitched and they didn't get no
But they
flag
was
about
beefing.
it. And
He was beefing with them.
no, but what he said was true. So like certain people have snitched and then it's looked at differently, or they'll make excuses for it because they have an affinity to that person or they like this person better. So they're like, oh no, it's different because of blah blah blah. No, if you in the life and you told, then it's snitching. It don't matter who you are or whatever. Like, but they do be trying. But that's in general. They be making exceptions when somebody, just like if somebody do a crime or whatever, because you like the person, they're a celebrity or whatever, you be making excuses, or people make excuses, and they be like, oh no, they try to set him up, or they did. No, they ain't set him up. They did it, and you just don't want him to do it because you like him as an artist or as a entertainer or whatever. So you don't want to believe it. You don't want to accept it. But it's like they did it. Yo, Anthony Hamilton and Omari Hardwick, Ghost from Power, made an album. Why you laughing? Omari be rapping and he be doing poetry. I don't know. I think he was singing a little bit. I haven't listened to it. But I'm gonna listen to it. I don't know if he can sing.
Funny animated movie called Fixed with dogs. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. Go check it out.
It's
so
about
funny.
them getting
I think
fixed.
it's on Netflix.
It's about them getting fixed.
Yeah, like all the other dogs, like already have been,
But one dog
except for
is
the show dogs and the one of the dogs. He's got like some, you know, he's a small dog. He's a runt. He's a mutt.
I'm a
But
dog. I'm a mutt.
this other this other dog, she's a show dog. She's really attractive, and she
She's
likes
an
him.
attractive dog.
She likes him, but he doesn't know how to pick up, you know, on her or whatever. So then he finally, you know, gets the nerve to do it, and it's funny though. It's like a wild adventure, animated. I think Idris Elba is one of the dogs, and I can't pinpoint the other names, but there's some actors out there, but it's pretty funny. If you want a good family, like the PG-13 type family, not the little kids, this is a good movie.
They said Tamia and Grant Hill are still going strong as a picture. And why they look alike? They're like brother and sister. Don't they kind of favor?
I mean, they're both light skinned.
But their eyes. Well, her nose is different. Her nose is small. They cute together, I hope so. What about Serena? Now she taking GLP-1, Serena Williams. She taking GLP-1 injection and she lost 30 pounds. And now she looked like really thin. And people are talking about it.
I mean, I always thought Serena was like Diesel looking.
Yeah, but now she look too. Now she's all the way on the opposite end. Yeah, I thought she was too big too for a woman, but now she looking like sickly, kind of her neck look all, you know, when they lose too much. Cause she taking stuff to make you lose weight.
She not really that attractive to me. I'm sorry.
I'm not talking about health. Yeah, she's not. I never.
A lot of people not gonna like that.
I thought she kind of looked mannish, but I'm talking about people need to stop doing these injections because that's not safe. And now you advertising it, like, and there's nothing wrong with her. She's doing this to lose weight. Like, it's not like she's sick or something. It's basically like Ozempic, like GLP-1 injections or whatever. And you doing commercials talk about this. Like, I lost 31 pounds. Like, girl.
Ooh.
You didn't really need to lose no weight. I don't know. She could have, like, she was too muscular, but you could have just run more and stopped lifting or whatever you're doing to make yourself so muscular. You didn't even take. That's for. If you're gonna do that extreme, that's like for real obese people. Like, but I feel like they shouldn't do that either because it's not healthy. You don't know what is in that stuff that you take. Yeah. And they don't just go out your system after you stop. You done injected yourself however many times, so it keep on going, like, until it's all out of your system. So it's like, I don't know, people are just crazy. And now people gonna be doing it, more people now, because she advertising it and she's a celebrity.
It's a new Alien series out. It's like a TV series.
I don't like Creature.
You never saw it? You never like Alien?
I watched them. Is that the one with Sigourney Weaver? That's yeah, I've seen it.
Now they have a series, but it's, I don't know, it's pretty. It seems pretty good so far.
Watch it's a series, Institution. I think I told you about this before. It's kind of like a X-Men-ish type of thing. Like, there are these people that have powers and they're keeping them, they're in there running tests and stuff on them. It's from the makers of From. You know the show From with the guy from Oz. That should be coming back on next year. But Institution is a new show that just came out recently. Do you believe that there's people that have powers?
I don't know. Like,
what power would you want to have if you could? You could pick one power.
if I could have any power, I'd like to have a mental ability.
What, like telekinesis?
Yeah, like telekinesis and telepathy. Or if I had to pick just one,
Yeah, you keep it.
then it would be telekinesis. I like to be able to pick shit up and throw it without grabbing it.
I want to be able to teleport so I can go
That'd be cool
wherever
too.
I want to go in an instant. But who knows? They do that might dishevel your
Or intelligence. I mean, I always thought that was like a really good
all-knowing.
superpower.
I don't
Yeah.
want. I feel like I don't think there's
Cause
always
that'd be
something.
the most like you know what's a good thing for that is this show called Heroes.
Yeah, I heard of that. I
And
never watched.
and those people on those people in that show is like normal people. They're the like what if I was able to do this, and then they're able to do these certain things. They got these one abilities that they can do, and they make it to their advantage. Like they got the one guy that can fly, and that's all the fuck he could do is fly. He can do nothing else but fly. He could get out of trouble, you know what I mean? If he did some, you know what I mean? But, and he could barely like take another person with him. Like he could just fly by himself, you know, like super strong.
I think you said you would wish you could have like all knowing. I wouldn't want that because I feel like I don't even know everything now, but I know too much to the point of like what we were talking about before. Because of discernment, like you can't enjoy life because you be thinking too much about everything and how it's gonna go wrong. And I feel like sometimes you should just do stuff. Like you should just take a leap of faith and not think about stuff. In some cases, yeah, you need to think before you make a decision in certain situations. But depending on what it is, sometimes you should just enjoy the moment and not be so thinking about everything. But it's like when you know too much or when you experience certain things, then it's like you can't forget that. And that's why they be like ignorance is bliss, because when you don't know stuff, you live a more free life and life is more fun and you enjoy things better. Like when you know too much, then you don't want to do stuff or you stray away from certain situations because you're like, and you could be wrong. You could just be getting in your own way. You might not even be, you're just thinking that because you know what could possibly be the outcome, but that doesn't mean it is going to be the outcome in every situation. So, I think knowing too much is not, I mean, it's good because you know, but then it's like, that's like if you know when you're going to die. That's going to fuck you up because you're going to be trying to stop yourself from dying, or you're going to be going crazy. Like, you're going to fucking, like, I don't know. Like,
But you don't think if you have, like, the intelligence, then you would have the logic to really understand that some things are honestly out of your control.
You know it's out of your control, but then it's like you just...
But you have the knowledge to accept it.
You accept it, but it's
the knowledge
not
to accept
fun
things
anymore.
you
It
can't
takes the fun away
But that's what I'm saying. When you're that smart, it's not about things being fun. It's about calculating. So you just are always prepared for whatever you need to be prepared for. I think that's a brilliant superpower, because for the people that worry about things, it will help them manage that worry, manage that burden.
I think it's gonna make them worry more because you know now.
But you understand.
You
Because that's the problem.
Still
Yeah,
human.
the lack of understanding. The lack of understanding is why people worry so much.
No, it could be if you know, even though you understand, but if you know something is inevitable, it's gonna be. You still could be like freaking out, even if you
So
understand,
why?
because you know you're gonna die.
Why?
You're like, you just waiting for that day to come, and it's like driving you crazy.
Why? Why?
You could still understand.
That's what I'm saying.
It
That's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
matter if you understand why or not.
It's just
because
why
you
are
know
you
it's
worried
happening.
about it? Why are you worried about it? Right.
It make you not want to take risks.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It makes you want to take more risks because you know you don't have that much time. that's the beauty of being intelligent, because you know that you don't have a lot of time, so you got to do things rather quickly. So you have to be able to create the flux capacitor today. You know what I mean? So that you can go back in time and prevent things from happening. You know what I mean? Like, that intelligence is a beautiful thing to have, because it's not just linear. It doesn't just work in favor of, because I'm gonna have all these anxiety, you know what I mean? But it actually works in your favor, because it gives you the preparation in other ways to probably mitigate that fucking anxiety. You know what I mean? Maybe you figure something out where, I know when I'm gonna die. All right, so now I create something that can prevent me from dying in a particular way, if I know how I'm gonna die. If I know that I'm gonna die from this particular ailment, and I'm so intelligent that I can figure out how to stop myself from dying in that particular way. Intelligence is a beautiful thing to have. It's like, a lot of people have gifts, but they're not smart enough to use the gifts that they have. Whereas an intelligent person that had all these gifts, like, imagine super intelligent person with telekinesis, how they could use that to their advantage. Super intelligent person with teleportation, how they could use that to their advantage. Super intelligent person with fucking super strength or super speed. You know what I mean? Like those individuals are the best superheroes in the superhero world, because they can do more than just use their gift. They have the gift of intelligence and wisdom. So it makes their gift Athena, the god of wisdom. Not only was she the best warrior of all women, but she was extremely intelligent. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, intelligence is dope.
Yeah, you could know how to get out of it, I guess.
I mean, some people would say that's a cop-out, because they'd be like, that's not a superpower. But yeah, kind of. I think just saying like, oh, I'm gonna be super strong. You're strong like the Hulk.
You would freaking crush somebody or something.
I mean, it would be dope to be like, to be strong like the Hulk, though, would be crazy.
Though, because you might be you gotta be mindful, like, you give somebody a hug and you might strangle them or something by mistake, because you don't know, you don't realize your own strength. Or you punch something and then the whole house.
That's why you gotta practice.
Gotta go to X-Men school.
Gotta go to the danger room. That's where they train at. You know what I always wanted to do? This might sound like some high shit. I wanted to have my own amusement park. Is that crazy? Is that some kid shit?
I like to go to the amusement park when I'm older and out of shape. My blood pressure be going up.
See, that's what Willy Wonka was all about. You never too old.
Never, Neverland, right next to Peter Pan. Nobody wants to grow old. Shout out to Life Jennings. Life Jennings made this record of, about Money Long. Cause Money Long is that scene. Twin, where have you been? Nobody whatever, how that song go. And Life Jennings is the guy that sings Must be nice having someone who understands. Whatever, I don't know. Must be nice. He ain't made no song in a while, to my knowledge. But she said this is why he made a diss record because Money Long said he sound like a hating ass nigga. Because that song, when you really think about it, and I never looked at it like that, it do sound like he hating. Because the whole song is called Must Be Nice. You know, like if somebody, like, must be nice having someone who do this for you and do that. That's like if you got a certain car and somebody bought it for you, be like, must be nice to have somebody buy that for you. But that's what the whole song is about. So she commented and was like, that sound like a hating ass nigga. But she was like, LOL, I'm just kidding. But she wasn't kidding. She was half serious because it do sound like that if you listen. I don't know. That's probably not how he meant it, but that's people be like that. Like they'll say some slick shit like that. They'll be jealous and they'll be like, "Oh, must be nice to have a mansion or to have this or must be nice because you mad because you don't got it or whatever." So she said that, and then he made a diss record on that song on that beat. Twin, where have you been? But he made a diss on that beat on her song about her because he was like, I could smell your trauma from, I don't know, like but it wasn't really a diss because then at the end he congratulated her. He was like, put that trauma on the track, or you're talented, blah blah blah. Like he gave her props too. So I don't know, it was weird. It's like he dissed her in the first verse, but then when he started singing the hook, then he gave her props. So I don't know, I'm confused. He's just trying to be relevant again because I don't know when the last time he put out an album, in my opinion. Because Must Be Nice came out in like, I don't know, he did. I like Life Jennings. And then he made that song, SEX, your mama's secret. Your daddy gon' go crazy when he finds out that his baby's mine. SEX, take a deep breath.
I never heard that one.
You let it go. It's old, but it's a good. He had good because it's a powerful message. Like SEX, think before you let it go. Like, and then the girl was like, "I'll tell you all the kind of things that get in your pants." Yeah, baby, it's a fact that once it's gone, you'll never get it back. So they were like, hold on to your innocence, use your common sense. You're worth waiting for. Be strong, honey, don't give in. Blessings come with patience. Until we meet again, I'm praying for you. So it's basically telling you to save your virginity until you find the right person. So he got a good song. And then Must Be Nice is about love. And then he got a song with Fantasia called Hypothetically. Like, he got some good songs, but like I said, he ain't, to my knowledge, I ain't hear no new music from him in a while. So I feel like he just used this as an opportunity to become relevant again. He was on Love and Hip Hop one season, but this was years ago. And he proposed to Carly Red, and then they all watched Love and Hip Hop, and then, but it was a fake ring because he knew she was on bullshit, so he did it on purpose. But she didn't know it was fake at the time, and he proposed to her, and then she fell out on the floor because she's so dramatic. Like, I don't know, but that's how you know when you an artist and you go on Love and Hip Hop. I mean, you trying to, and I don't know if he put music out after that too. I think he was trying to revive his career then, but I ain't hear nothing from him, so it must have not worked because that was years ago, even when he did that. But and he had already been years done out of the game. So, but I like Jennings. He's a good singer, and having someone who will understand that a thug has feelings too. Someone who loves you for sure. You just remember you never let him go. Even when your husband days are gone. She'll be by
He
your
played the
side,
guitar too.
still holding
That's pretty
on.
cool.
Even when those 20s stop spending and all those gold digging women disappear. she'll still be here. See, this is the type of artist that we need to be having in the, I mean, you know, I do music too, but I'm not, whatever. I'm just me. I'm not famous. But that's the people that we need to have with real talent. Life Jennings.
Has music really taken a hit like that? You think so?
Yeah, because a lot of trash artists out there now. They don't have no content, and if they do, they can't really sing. It's a computer. It's a, like, I don't know. I feel like you need to at least have like a foundation of a voice. Like, I don't think it should all be made up. Like, you should have some. If you're a singer, you should have some type of voice. Like, people be like, Ashanti can't sing. She's not Whitney Houston, but she has some voice. She can hold a tune. It's not, but now there's people that is just nothing. Like, use the whole song and just be flat. Like, you don't. Ashanti done sung the national anthem or whatever. She just got, I don't know. Like, she's not, like I said, she's not Whitney Houston, but I wouldn't say she can't sing at all. She has a voice, a decent sounding voice. She could do, like, she's like a basic singer. Like, she could do the scale, la la la, whatever. She know how to not sound flat, at least. But now these people, like, everything computerized. Now they got AI artists. You don't even need people no more to do it. And then you're not even talking about nothing. What are we talking about? Like, you talking about drugging yourself up. And then don't get me wrong, like, people have party records and stuff like that, but then it's like, if that's the only content you got in your music, then that's a problem. I feel like we need to talk about things like change the world, like Michael Jackson. I'm flirting with the man in the mirror. They don't make stuff like that, or like what I said about Life Jennings, teaching you about sex and how important it is to, as a woman, to keep your virginity or save yourself. Like, sometimes I wish I was a virgin again, because, like, you know, once it's gone, like they said in the song, you can't get it back. So it's like, well, I don't know. They said after a certain amount of years, it re-heals, like the hymen. I read somewhere that if you have it in years or whatever, it seals back up or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I read somewhere or whatever. But you know, just songs with a positive message. Like, it's okay to have arty and turn up records, but a lot of kids these generation are growing up and being influenced by this music. So you have to be mindful of that. And yeah, their parents are supposed to be their influence, but some kids don't have a positive role model in their everyday life. So they look at TV and they look at entertainment and listen to the radio for that guidance. So having that knowledge, I feel like if you're a celebrity or you're an artist, you have a responsibility being in that to put something out. If that's not okay, you got adult music and but you should put something else out there too. And they do have other artists, but the media, or artists that are more versatile, but the media push what they want. They promote, especially in our community, they promote degeneracy and drug dealing and doing drugs and walking around naked and stealing somebody's girl or stealing somebody's man, and like, that's what is promoted. But they don't, the artists that actually have a positive message and telling you how to do something with yourself, it's like, you don't, they make it so the kids don't. Whenever they say they corny or they can't rap or whatever, but somebody talking about WAP, she can rap. I mean, I don't know, I guess if you say how she put it together, but it's like, that's not nothing that these kids need to be listening to. Then they doing these dances and stuff like, these kids is too grown. Like, I wouldn't want my kids gyrating and twerking and doing this. Even the Pins challenge, that Chris Brown dance, I feel like that's, first of all, the song itself is nasty if you listen to the lyrics. That's not no song that no child should be dancing to or whatever. He talk about eating it, and they're talking about sex in the song or whatever, and then in a negative way, not telling you to, like the other song I was talking about, be safe with it and know that it's something important and it's valuable. You shouldn't just, they talk about adult stuff or whatever, and then the dance is about the song. So you're doing movements that's going with what you saying. So it's like no little kids, and I seen a bunch of kids, Bow Wow's daughter and Monica's daughter was doing it, and they're like I don't know how old they are, probably like 12, 13. Her mom, Bow
Because
Wow's
it's saying
mom.
I'll freak you right, I will.
Yeah, but not even that. That's one part, but he's talking about your nails and his skin. The whole song is about about sex. Yeah, I eat you, and then you doing eating motion. I put you to sleep. And the whole song is talking about sex, and each movement is going along with the line of whatever he's saying. So it's like, and then you grinding at the end and doing all that, and these kids is wrong. Like, it's not. And then Bow Wow mother, she got a baby by Future, a baby by Bow Wow, and then she just had a baby by a football player or whatever. So she got, and I don't know if she did this on purpose or it just happened that way. I don't know. I feel like she did this on purpose. Like, this is her goal. You trying to get rich with a nigga. She's a choreographer or whatever, but she got 3 baby fathers that are in the entertainment industry, and they're making a lot of money. And she's a choreographer, so she got her daughter doing all these. She always be doing dances with her and stuff, and she could dance and stuff. But I feel like she looked too grown. She don't look her age. She looking even Northwest. Like, she had a Kim and Northwest was somewhere. I don't know, at some event, and Northwest had on a corset top like that, is a corset like the bra type thing, but it's a shirt like you could. And then she had a tutu on the bottom. Now the tutu, okay, the rest that's cute for a kid. Or it was a little. It should have been a little longer. I would say that. But the corset, no, that's grown woman clothes. She's 12 years old. Her titties was pushed up to her chin, and they look, and she's a little developed or whatever because she had, she don't look. She's only 12, but she look, because how she dressed and stuff. Even if she still look young, but she look like she's like 16 or something, and she's only 12. So it's like, then you got her wearing makeup, and I don't know, like these. And it's not my kid. I can't tell people what to do, but I feel like you can't. This is why these people nasty. They got PDF files out there and stuff like that. You shouldn't be dressing your child. Let your kids be kids. Let them be a kid. Like, why are you trying to make them grow up so quick? She don't got no business wearing no corset at 12 years old. Like, and then when you say something, people was writing stuff in the comments and like, that's too grown for her or whatever. But then people started arguing. They defending Kim, and they're like, she's a child. Mind your business. She ain't nothing wrong with what she got on. Blah blah blah. Why are you looking at a kid like that? They're not looking at her like that. They're looking out for her, saying that there are perverts out there, and she shouldn't be enticing them because there are people that like little kids, and they like knowing that, and then you're putting it on the internet. Like, if you want to walk around that privately, I guess, but you're putting it on the internet for the world to see, billions of people. Somebody might be at home being nasty with that. You don't know. Like, I wouldn't want. I don't know. I just feel like I said, let it keep. Oh, there was another post too. This was crazy. This was a baby's Easter outfit. A girl, like a infant child, like a dress. The fabric was like, it had writing on it, but the parent didn't read it when she first bought it. She didn't read it till after or whatever. It had writing all over. It was like, play under the covers. Like, I don't know. It was a bunch of nasty stuff. Like, just nasty. Talk about sex. It was supposed to be an Easter outfit or whatever, but it was like the words that was written on it was all nasty stuff. And it was for an infant Easter dress. It was like a 2-piece set with some shorts and a top or something, and it was for for a baby, like under, 1 and under or something. And why would you have? I don't know if the fabric was supposed to be used for something else, and maybe I don't know. I hope they didn't just create that for that, because this is a kid's outfit. It should not have that. Like, it was just all nasty saying. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like little nasty words, basically talking about sex. Like, and it was on a baby's clothing. But the mom didn't notice it until after she bought it, and then she read it, and she was like, matter of fact, I think I got that in my phone, because I wanted to talk about that too, because if they're creating stuff like, they're trying to make PDF philia okay, because you can't say that word, so that's why I say that. They're trying to make it okay, because why would you make something like that? That's ridiculous, and it's disgusting. It made me don't even want to have. I mean, I don't have no man anyway. But if I did, I'd be scared to even think about having a kid because I will go to jail. Like, and then it's like that sounds dumb because if I go to jail, I can't help them now if I'm on the inside. But it's like if that's just why would you make some stuff like that for a kid? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to find it so I could say what was written there. But it was like jokes or like, but it was of a sexual nature. But what were you going to ask?
How do you feel about Kim K playing the bodyguard role of the leading actress?
They're doing that movie over.
Mm-hmm. That's what the rumor was.
I don't know. She was in that one movie. She ain't really. I don't think she's a good actress either. They just be putting people in. She was in that Tyler Perry
Warner Brothers
movie.
have hinted at doing it for a while.
Why they got her playing it?
I don't know. Her and Pedro Pascal, the dude that just played Fantastic Four. He played Reed Richards.
I still gotta watch it.
That's pretty good.
I seen what the other one, but I didn't watch it.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, all the Marvel movies that I've seen were good for me. But I don't know. I don't think she could act. That's because she's been in a movie before. She didn't have a big role, but like I said, she was in that Tyler Perry movie. I forgot what it was called, Temptation, I think. And the other people in it were people that actually had been in movies before. And I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. She kind of played herself though, so it wasn't. But even that, yeah, it still wasn't. It still wasn't a good job. Like if you play yourself, you should be able to kill it. But like,
Right.
still, for me, it wasn't. So I don't know. I probably did watch The Bodyguard, but I don't really remember. I know Whitney Houston was in there, and that guy was Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
And they found out he was a bodyguard or whatever.
But it was like a musical. Like her version isn't gonna be like a musical. It's gonna be like basically just her being very popular and then just having a lot of exposure. And
was it a musical or did she just perform?
I mean, she was singing in a few parts of it. She sung that.
She just was
the main song. Then she went to the country western place and they were singing the song and she got the. But she had another song that she was singing and then she sung that, but it wasn't like a musical. It was like.
Yeah, he was because it was her. He was her bodyguard. So she was supposed to be alright. Rest in peace. I love Whitney Houston.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm trying. What is that on there? Easter outfit.
What was Fatty talking about?
I don't know,
Epstein.
it had just came on.
Oh,
No,
because he was talking about Epstein with Destiny.
no, it was a whole podcast. It wasn't just him. It was
I'm so high. I've been smoking all
12
day.
people. I know.
I had a marijuana drink.
What?
Yeah, it was like a soda. So it's crazy. Smoked 3 J's.
I watched Power again. For the
You
third
binge
time.
it?
Yeah. Not just.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good to like rewatch
Yeah, this is the third time I've ever rewatched because it's good. And they about to come out with a new one with Tommy and Ghost when they were growing up. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't think they said the date, but I'm definitely gonna watch it. But Power is a really good show. And then I be noticing stuff that I didn't notice. Cause I don't know. The first time I was watching it, I'm not gonna lie, I was like worried about Omari Hardwick, so I wasn't really paying attention to. I knew what was going on, but like intricate detail, like why this person got killed or unalived and stuff like that, or why they got arrested and certain stuff. I didn't even peep it at first, but then the second time I watched it, I'm like, oh, this why they unalived Julio, and this is why they did this, and this is who set this person up. Cause I was too focused on stuff, and then they nasty. Y'all, Power is like a corn. Like, because every other scene, that's the whole show, is all they doing is having sex and then somebody getting killed and somebody going to jail. That's every other scene. Like, y'all don't need to be doing all that. Like, we need more action. Okay? Too much of that going on. It takes away from what the show is about. And I feel like most of these shows nowadays and movies too, like y'all be about to die and you in here trying to have sex under the table or something and somebody shooting at you. And that don't really happen. I'm just exaggerating or whatever. Not in that way specifically or whatever. But it do be ridiculous. It be like, dang, like this person about to chop your head off and you trying to, I mean, I guess it's like this is the last chance you're gonna get to do this before you die. Or you about to go to jail and you supposed to be figuring out how to stop that from happening and you in there having sex. Like, do you think that's a distraction? We need to, I don't know. They need to stop it. These black exploitation films, that's what it is. Even on Tubi, if you watch Tubi movies, that's all they do is have sex in every scene. And they be crazy. It be like, you trying to break this person in two. Like, y'all be doing too much. Like, I don't know. It be looking like it's almost real. It's like, did y'all really be, people was asking, like, no, we're not really, because it make you wonder, like, is y'all really doing something? Because that's why people be getting together on the set of these movies. They really do end up hooking up or being in relationships. Because even though you ain't actually, there was no real penetration, like, y'all touching boobs and y'all rubbing up on each other naked and all this stuff, like, and then they be attractive people, so it's like, and these people all in relationships. Notori is married, Omari Hardwick is married, Angela, I don't know what's her real name. She's married, I think she's married, she got a man. I don't know if Joseph Sakura is in a relationship, Tommy, but I would not want to be, I wouldn't want to be with no actor or something, because you're not about to be in here doing this kissing and stuff. And like, it's acting. No, it's up to a certain point, it's acting, but you damn near, the only thing you didn't do was actually put it in. Like, but you did all that. You got her boobs in your mouth, you naked, you bent over, rubbing up against her with no clothes on. Like, no, that's too much. I'm not doing it. I would not be okay. Like, you better, and some actors do be doing that. Like, Denzel Washington, I think he don't be kissing no women, or he don't be doing that, or whatever. Like, cause he's married, he been with his wife for a long time, and that's irresponsible. Like, they won't take certain roles because they're like, I'm not doing that, cause that's.
He kissed Annihilation and out of time.
Yeah, but I don't think, I was thinking about it after I heard that. I haven't seen him, and yeah, they kissed and that, but besides that, I don't remember him having no love. Most of his movies be action. He don't be, like, he don't be doing.
I heard he cheated.
He probably did. Y'all all do. Here, let me play this. What you think about this?
Good morning, we getting right into it. Who the fuck gave y'all this title is to call yourselves single mothers? Y'all bitches is not single mothers. Y'all are difficult bitches. A single mother is a female who raises her children or child alone because the father of her children or child is either incarcerated, deceased, or just a flat-out deadbeat. So if your baby father doesn't fall under any of those categories, you're not a single mother. Some of y'all are baby mothers, you let the father see the kid, but you're just irritating, you're toxic, you want to argue, you want to be with him, ugh, y'all know what y'all are. Y'all love that title. But the rest of y'all bitches are difficult bitches. Put that shit in your bio. You're not a boy mom. You're a difficult bitch. I call you up to get my kid. You say, yeah, it's cool, but let me ask you a question. You still with that bitch? What that got to do with anything? Click, you hang up. Now you sending him a long paragraph telling him how you're never going to see your kids, how he's getting put on child support. Does that sound like a fucking single mother to you, or does that sound like a difficult bitch? Does this sound like a mother who's fucking tired, posted on fucking Instagram? Oh, I need a break. Postpartum is so fucking hard. You got the break, bitch. You so tired, but you got a whole bunch of mouth to argue with a nigga who just want to see his kid. You're not a single mother. You're a difficult bitch. When you bitches have conversations and you try to make yourselves a victim out, yeah, girl, I was with my kids all week and I'm a single mother. Stop telling bitches that. Tell her I'm a difficult bitch. My baby father want to see my kid, but because he don't want to be with me, and because I think I run the shit over here, shit don't go how I go, how I say, then shit's not going. Why don't y'all start telling people that? Y'all bitches is not single fucking parents. Leave that shit in 2025 too. Pack that shit up. Go.
She told y'all.
Wake it up.
She told y'all. Difficult beat. Listen, I'm gonna just say this because I can't hold women accountable, but I'm just saying. I think a lot of women are difficult. In my opinion, they make things difficult. They make things difficult with dudes that are patient and tolerable. And they tolerate a lot of shit. So it's like, instead of just going with the flow of things, you rather make things more complicated. Absolutely.
Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? I see the way you're acting like you're somebody, and that gets me all frustrated. You're falling, you're crawling, you're breaking, you're making, you take what you get, and you turn it into love. I like Avril Lavigne, but yeah, stop being difficult itches, okay? She told y'all like that. I don't got no kids, but I feel like I know men that have kids and they got difficult itches.
Because a lot of these dudes want to be in their kids' life.
Yes, and that be the problem. And stop lying to these men and telling them that this is their child when you know you was being a hoe and somebody else might be the father. Like, be honest about that too. Because there are men that don't even want nothing to do with their kid and they know that's their kid. But a man that wants to be there, you're stealing that. Now you're messing up his whole mindset because now now he find out that he been taking care of a kid and creating a bond with a kid that's not his. That's another issue that we need to talk about. And when there's some women that really are single, but like she said, those three, they're either incarcerated, they're no longer on this earth, like they were unalived or however, or they just don't want to be in their child's life. It's a man that want to be in their child's life and you robbing him by lying to him and telling him a child is his that's not his. And he's a good man. Like, you shouldn't do that. And if it is their kid and they want to be there because you in your feelings, you telling them he can't see his child. That's unacceptable. Like, you should not be doing that. I don't care if he cheated on you. Unless he's, like, doing something to put the child's life in danger, then that's the only thing that I would say if they're not a good influence to be around, or they could potentially be put in danger if they're with the father. If that's not the case, you should, and they want to be around, you should. I don't care if they're broke or whatever, because you knew they was broke when you got with them and you laid up there and decided to have a child. So deal with it, because even if they broke, they still need that presence of the father in their life. So if they want to be there, let them be there. Like, there's no, you can't, because you're in your feelings, because you're being selfish. It's not about you no more. It's about the child that you brought into this world. And you can't be selfish. I mean, I guess you can because people do it. But you shouldn't be selfish if you have a child. Because like I said, it's not about you no more. This person is reliant on you to take care of them and for everything, for their everyday needs. And they're depending on you for you to raise them into a reputable member of society. And part of that includes having the other parent present in their life. And if they want to be there, you should not take that away from them. And they shouldn't have to fight. But if you have a difficult itch, like that lady said, then I don't think you should give up. If you gotta fight, then it is what it is. I think you should go to court, do what you gotta do, try fight, don't give up. But you shouldn't have to do that. That's a problem if she puts you in a situation where she have to. But that's why you gotta be mindful of who you laying down with and having kids with on both sides. Because if you vet them properly, then it's possible you won't be in that situation. Sometimes it don't work out. But some people are able to, even if they're not together living in the same household, they're still adults enough and they're able to regulate their emotions enough to put that to the side for the betterment of the kid. And that's the ultimate goal. If you have a kid, you should try to stay together. But if you can't, you need to raise them together, even if y'all are not in a relationship. Like you need to be adults. Like you gotta grow up. That's what it is. When you doing stuff like that, taking the kid away because you ain't your feelings, that's you acting like a child. Like you're not a child no more. You're responsible for a child. So you gotta grow up.
Definitely.
But yeah, do you have anything else to contribute?
No, I agree. No, I agree with what she said. The whole single mom, like yeah, it's like some of them aren't really single if the dude is around and the dude is trying to be present in the children's lives. They're just difficult. 110% agree.
And for the women that's like, oh, you're a pick-me if you say this or if you're on the man's side. No, it's not about being a pick-me. It's not about whatever. It's about wrong and right and taking accountability and learning how to be an adult and thinking logically and not just with your emotions. So it's not about who's wrong or right. It's about doing what's best for the child. Or doing what's best in any situation. Because every time when a woman stick up for a man or when they be like, oh, she's a pick-me and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, she just, it's reality. And you're living in a delusion and a fantasy. And you don't want to accept it. Because then you got to wake up. Never, never land, right next to Peter Pan, 'cause nobody wants to grow. Grow up. For real, that's what people do. I don't want to grow up sometimes too, but again, I don't have kids, so and people say that too, like, oh, you don't have kids, so you can't speak for them. But it's like. There's a lot of situations that I haven't experienced firsthand, but that don't mean I can't have an opinion on it. It's an opinion. Mm-hmm. And people gonna do what they want anyway. But if I feel like I have something positive to contribute to the conversation, then I'm gonna say that. Because that's what that's what the purpose of this is to do. To breathe life into people, to help people improve their life, to help somebody could be watching this, and even though I'm not a therapist, I'm not this or that, people call me sometimes and ask me for advice about their kids, and I don't have kids, and they appreciate it because they do it multiple occasions. So it's like somebody have but when people get mad or I feel like they know it be the truth, but they don't want to. It hurts to hear it, so they be like, that's a way of deflecting. Like, oh, you don't have no kids, so you can't say it because it makes them feel guilty. But that's good. You should feel guilty. Then maybe if you feel guilty, you'll do better. But I think this is what you gotta have these type of conversations, so the world could be a better place, because I feel like it's going to shit right now.
Yeah. Hell in a handbasket, as they say.
Yeah, and want the youth to have, you know, something better to look forward to when they're everybody before them is gone. We want them to be able to thrive, and part of that is being able to, like I said, the main thing is being able to regulate your emotion. A lot of people struggle with emotional regulation. They get triggered. They was talking about this on Clubhouse. They was like, do you have triggers? And some people say no. And I'm like, that's a damn lie. I wasn't talking. I was just listening to them or whatever. But I'm like, that's a damn lie. Everybody got triggered, but it's about how you react when you're triggered is the issue that people are having. We all have emotions. We all have something somebody say to us that's going to make us feel a certain type of way. But it's how you handle it that is how you handle it is you know, how is what the issue is, because people don't know how to act when they in their feelings. They be acting crazy, throwing tantrums, throwing chairs, punching walls, and doing stuff, punching people, and you know, getting in the fights, shooting people. Like, you can't, and you could live your life like that, but it's not gonna go well for you. And eventually, if you don't know how to control yourself, you're gonna end up in a situation that is not, you can't come back from. So the purpose of having emotional regulation is being able to avoid those situations. And there are some people that will purposely try to tick you up, that will antagonize you and purposely try to get you out of character and make you act a fool. And you lose because you're coming on when you beat somebody up and then they call the cops on you, or if you shoot somebody and you go to prison for life or something because you couldn't control, you're the one that's suffering. Like, yeah, the other person's suffering too if they're not here no more, if they didn't make it, or if they got shot and they gotta recover or whatever. But you also messed up your own life because you lost your freedom. And then the other people around you suffering too, because now you're gone and you might still be alive, but it's like you're not here because they can't see you every day unless they going to ride 2 hours to go visit you, or however far away you are, or nobody try to do that and write you letters and stuff. They don't think about that. Like, I feel like that's selfish, especially if you got children and stuff too, because now you removed yourself from their life because you made a rash decision. A second, you acted on impulse and it changed your life forever because you didn't take a couple minutes, take a breath to think about it. And we all do that. I'm not perfect. Like, you know, I mean, I never unalived nobody, but you know, I got into fights before and stuff. But most of the time when I got into fights, I was defending myself. Like, somebody else initiated it. But, you know, I didn't just hit nobody because they was talking or whatever. But if I feel threatened or like, you know, but now I never liked to argue. So a lot of time I try to be quiet. Like, if somebody trying to argue and stuff, cause like, you arguing about something stupid, what you gonna do? If we ain't gonna fight, and I don't wanna fight, but if it's not gonna get to that, then you might as well shut up. Cause you argue 9 times out of 10 when it do get to that, you fighting over something stupid. You arguing over something stupid, it ain't even working. So it's like, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna do that, then just shut up. Next topic. Like, I don't wanna waste my breath, I don't wanna waste my energy, because like you said, life is too short. And I'd rather enjoy the rest of my time being happy and fulfilled and not having to deal with drama.
We appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Getting Lifted. Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And click the notification bell so you're notified the next time we post to go live. I'm La Hefa, aka Erica.
SmileyJizzle.
And we out. Get Lifted. And if you didn't check out last week's episode, check that out too. Bye bye.